Good evening. I'm here to review Nicki Minaj's third album, The Pinkprint. Um, I could have reviewed this like last week, but in all honesty, I just felt like playing 2K and I just didn't do it. But what better chance do I have than now, right? So, as I listened to this album a good 3 or 4 times, right? Um, I was trying to be open minded when I listened to this because I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan. I haven't been the biggest fan of her music, of the songs that I've heard and heard her featured on, but I felt like, okay, a lot of people that are going to view my videos, they're going to listen. They are listeners of her. They support her. All you men lust her, and a lot of you young women love her. So why not give it a shot, right? And it's very listenable. It has a lot of replay value, and I know just as well as anybody, she is not a good role model for these young women. A lot of you young men should not be looking after her as uh, the blueprint, for lack of a better term, for how you want your significant other to be. You know what I mean? But all we care about is the content. It's a lot of other music that we listen to. At least in the rap genre, it has a bad portrayal of black people anyway. So, um, I shouldn't penalize her for that. What we care about, or at least I care about, is the content, the longevity of this content. How long do you think that a person would even care about this album? Is it actually good? Does it have replay value? These are the things that we care about. You know what I mean? So as we go through it, I mean, I thought that she was going to be rapping more, only because when I read about this album, she was supposed to be going back to her rapper roots, right? But sorry, the laptop went black. She sings more. Well, I wouldn't say she sings more than she raps. She sings about 67%. Well, no, she sings about 40% of the album. Let me reverse the percentage. She sings about 40% of the album. Uh, or maybe I don't know. I say 60%. Let me say six. She sings 60% of the album. I had it right. 60 to 67% of the album, and it just left me perplexed because I'm thinking I'm going to hear more rugged beats and more bars. This Nicki that everybody says is the best female rapper in the game, and she running stuff, right? But what I was actually exposed to was more personal, introspective lyrics. Um, even through the singing, some versatility and just some sort of growth. From the opening, all things go, to the very end, grand piano. And let me say this. I'm not reviewing the bonus tracks because if you don't think that the bonus tracks are good enough to be on the album, I don't think they're good enough for me to review right now. So, all I'm talking about is what's on the actual album. So it's about 16 songs on here, and that's what I'm going grading this upon. So, um, she has back-to-back tracks that kind of I wouldn't say empower women like all for one and women's rights type of empower, but women don't feel degraded, in a sense, with the get on your knees and feeling myself. It feels like I'm sorry, that was kind of like a play on words. It feels like women actually have some sort of control, some sort of authority with these two songs back to back. And then, we get to songs like Only, and if you never heard this song, and I'm sorry if this is too explicit for you guys that never heard this concept, but she talks about a threesome, or at least just having sex with two guys, and the two guys talk about what they would do to her if they had a chance to have sex with her. I've never heard this on record, and eventually someone's going to do it. Where at least I've heard it, and this is what it is now. So, um, the song could have some replay value. Some years from now, I guess, depending on who you are. It's not going to be played in my whip, but the song actually is not bad. It's just the concept that has a negative connotation. But all we care about is the content. Whatever. But right after that, we get to want some more, right? And I love when rappers talk that ignorant stuff. And this all started for me with Rick Ross. Rick, you be talking that ignorant stuff, and I love it. So, the way you talk that ignorant stuff is you say some stuff like as you would on the song only, right? But you have some beat that just goes in your vehicle, and you just crank the sound system all the way up, and you just ride down onto the freeway doing like 90, and you don't even care that the state troopers are right there. Now you probably would care eventually, because I mean you might get a ticket, but for that minute, for that second, you feel powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's what this song could do for somebody, because it put me in the song in the mind of like Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? How I feel like when I listen to Rick Ross's music. And she brags about, what I'm saying, like having money and her status in the game. And you can't even deny these things, because I mean, what other female rapper, has the mainstream success that she has right now? Whether that's fair or not, that's debatable or whatever. Whether she's the best rapper, in her position, that's debatable. But facts are facts. She's where she's at, and you can't knock that. Regardless of how you feel. My favorite song is Four Door Aventador. I hope I pronounced that. I know I botched it, but and I tried to practice it right before I did this video, but whatever. But she just flows on it, and I like that beat. It's just a smooth, mellow beat. Well, it just flows. And once you hear it, you just know you probably can relate to what I'm saying. She just goes in. Like she just flows. She rides that beat perfectly, and I don't mean that for you little perverts to misconstrue what I just said. But she rides the beat perfectly. I cannot knock that song. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't even really talk about anything specific. She just goes in. You know what I'm saying? And every rapper should just have a song on their album when they just talk about, you just go in, off their head, like a stream of consciousness type thing. But for the most part, she shows vulnerability, but like I said, if I didn't say that before, that shows some growth, because she just has this aura, or she tries to front, or maybe that's how she actually is. I don't know her personally, but she just has this she seems like she tries to portray herself as invincible, and we all are not as invincible as we would like to believe, or others to believe. And to show that vulnerability, that actually shows some substance and growth. So she does that throughout the album, and she sings a lot, especially towards the very end, with the songs Pills and Potions, Better Lies, Grand Piano, and The Night Is Still Young. And I like that song just because it sounds like something you can play with your white friends, and in a little drop top, and you riding around the park or something. I don't know. That's what I think about, and just having a good time. That's what I think about when I listen to that song. But I mean, it was a good listening. I listened to it a good 3 or 4 times. What would I give this? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it like a 7. I want to inch towards 7.5, and it's let's say 7.25. It has some replay. Definitely has replay value. The album, you might listen to it, you know what I'm saying, some years from now. It definitely has some good songs on it, such as Pills and Potions, you know, if you could relate to her pain. Um, Let me see, what other songs would you listen to? I mean, All Things Go, the very first song, very lovely. I would very much recommend that song to anybody. And like I said, it's a pretty good album. You know, if you've never been a fan of Nicki Minaj and you actually like music and you know more modern day rap and things of that nature, don't be deceived. She doesn't really rap like people in the 90s. You know, this, if you're looking for like a hip hop head's perspective, this is not the album for you. But she still does rap a lot on this album. You know, I will say that, even though a lot of the production is kind of more mainstream based, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely worth a listen. It does have replay value, and like I said, I know a lot of these things are redundant, but just give it a shot. You know, it's not that bad. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Share this. Subscribe to this channel. Hopefully, I'll get better at these reviews. But hopefully y'all have a good day and y'all do give this album a listen. See y'all.